All right, so I'm trying something new with my monthly wrap-ups, and I believe I saw Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day do this because I have a tendency to forget what the book was about right after I've read it. And not even right after I read it, but when it comes to my monthly wrap-up, I'll be sitting there and I'm like, I don't remember. So I just wanted to give you a recap. I just finished this book the other day. This was Wish Tree by Catherine Applegate. This was adorable. I picked this up on the recommendation of Amanda from The Curly Reader and Katie from Life Between Words, and it was adorable. Really quick, short, middle grade. I loved the pictures. Let me try to see if I can find one. Just really cute illustrations in here. The whole story kind of surrounds around this tree and the personality that the tree has, and all of the animals and trees and everything in this book can talk, but they don't necessarily talk in front of humans. Like, that's a no-go. And there is some people involved, and a girl and a boy, and I don't want to give too much away because it'll ruin the story, but it was super cute. I listening to the reasons that the animals have their names was adorable. So, like I said, I'm trying something new. Just give a little quick update about each book after I finish it. And I happen to need to turn this one in because I'm back at that school today. So I will be coming at you soon with the next book that I finished. All right, so I'm sitting here getting some editing done, and I realized I never did a short, quick clip on the first book that I finished in March. And that was actually the book that we read for my in-person book club. And that was Between Two Kingdoms by Sulika Jaoud. I don't know. I'm still going to pronounce her last name wrong, but because I partly listened to the audiobook, I did figure out how to pronounce her first name correctly. And our book club theme was Memoir March. And so this book focuses on her journey going through leukemia. And I guess I didn't even read the description before I kind of jumped into this one. And this was a tough read. Not that it was, the writing was hard or anything like that, but the context of this book was very, very difficult to read. She was diagnosed with leukemia at, I believe, 22. She was living abroad in Paris, and kind of had all of these symptoms. And when they finally got to the bottom of it, it turns out she had leukemia, and she details the entire process of her going through, getting diagnosed, and the entire, I believe, what was a 5-year journey of, living with cancer. And so this book is not, I don't want to say not for the faint of heart, but it deals with some pretty heavy topics, including the relationship with her family and her friends and people that she met while she had different stays in the hospital, and the journeys that they were going through. So it is a very difficult book to read, but it was written very, very well. So I do have to give her credit in that. And then towards the end, you get to see kind of this journey that she goes on. So it is a book that I rated 4 stars. I really enjoyed my reading experience. It's just that the topic of the book is probably not going to be for everyone. So take my thoughts and do with them what you will. But yeah, that was the first book I finished in March. And like I said, I'm trying something new this month where I kind of just give you a little like vlog style update about each of the books that I've read, so that I'm not sitting there at the end of the month trying to remember what each of them were about. So I will see you with my next book. All right, I am back again and back at my office because I finished another book in March. So I happened to get most of my middle grade March books from this particular school. So here I am filming really quick before I turned it in. So the book I finished was Small Spaces, and this is by Catherine Arden. The lights in here and my computer are washing it out like crazy, but this book for middle grade was super creepy. We basically start off with a girl named Olivia, but she likes to be called Ollie, and she finds this woman like trying to throw this book into their creek. and she takes it because she's like, no, you're not going to throw, you know, a book away. Like, I'm going to take it. And she starts reading it. And the book is actually what is called Small Spaces. And it kind of tells the history of this land, which at the time, you know, they don't know whether or not where it is. And oh, there's just a whole bunch of creepy things that go on in this. Like, I was creeped out as an adult, so I can only imagine a middle grade reader like reading this. Lots of like cornfields, scarecrow, really creepy things going on. So I don't want to reveal too much, but if you're looking for like a creepy, haunting middle grade read, this would definitely be it. I gave it a 4. I really enjoyed it. Nothing that like super blew me away, but it was a quite enjoyable read. I'm super thankful once again for Amanda and Katie from the middle grade March team for recommending this one to me. And yeah, we will see what else I pick up from here. All right, I am back with another reading update, and boy, did I just finish a great one. So I actually received the new release arc of the book Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier, and it was phenomenal. I hadn't read the book yet, and I believe it was only released as an ebook, or at least like a physical book. So there wasn't an audio book released originally, and the audiobook was so amazing. Now, I am starting to believe that Jennifer Hillier can do no wrong, and this one was great. It's based kind of around this small town theme park called, well, it used to be called Wonderland. Oh yeah, it is still called Wonderland. But anyway, how quickly I forget some of the little details. But the audiobook was read by Eunice Wong, and she's a fantastic, fantastic narrator. I'm going to have to check out some of the other things that she narrates. I loved that we get to see a character from the Creep and Freak little duo come back, which was really neat. And this book definitely kept me hooked, and it kept me guessing. I had no idea how everything was going to come together, who the possible killer was, because let's face it, it's a Jennifer Hillier book, so you know there's going to be some sort of killer. And it was just so great. So I'm so thankful to Macmillan Audio for reaching out and asking me if I wanted that arc, because so worth it. I think it comes out on April 11th. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest you picking up the audiobook. And then I realized there was another audiobook that I finished this month that I never talked about. And that was Flying Solo. I'm kind of peeking down on my iPad, by Linda Holmes. And actually Audrey from Chapter and Converse told me to read this one. And actually she told me to listen to it because it is narrated by the wonderful Julia Whelan. And I was in the mood for a good Julia Whelan audiobook, and it hit the spot. I rated it a 4. And the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, it could have maybe been a 3.5. It basically is a woman who is part of a big family, and she was very close to what I believe was her great aunt. And right at the beginning of the book, we find out her great aunt has passed away, and she's kind of tasked with cleaning out her great aunt's house. And the whole thing surrounds around this wooden duck that she finds, and kind of goes from there. I don't want to spoil it too much. I like that she's a strong, independent female character. That was probably my favorite part of the book. Some of the other details, I was like, okay. But I did enjoy that strong female lead character, and strong single female lead character for sure. So those are 2 of the audiobooks I've listened to recently, and I'm sure I'll be back with more. All right, I am back with another quick book review of something I just finished. It's been quite the lazy Sunday, hence the look that I've got going on. But I finished another middle grade book, and that was The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, and this was so good. I gave this 5 stars. I really enjoyed this story. I think this is such a fun middle grade because you get so many like fun and kind of funny things that happen, and then you get this really deep, touching story at the same time. And it's a remarkable journey of what this girl and her dad are going through as they kind of travel around on this bus that is now their home. and the different characters that they get to meet along the way, and I just loved it. I loved Coyote, who is our main character. She's so spunky as a 12-year-old, and while you do have to suspend some belief on the things that happen in this book, I just really liked it. A few tears were shed, but lots of it made me smile too. So happy I picked this one up for middle grade March, and I look forward to what I'm going to pick up next. All right, I am back with another book review. Like I said, I'm trying something new here in March, and I've actually finished a couple books. One I have a physical copy of here because I took it from my school library, or borrowed it from my school library, and then another one that I finished. So the one I borrowed from my school library is The Wednesday Wars, and this is by Gary D. Schmidt. This book basically it's based in the 1960s, which is kind of interesting, right around the time that we were in Vietnam. And we have he's either I think he's a 7th grade student, and most of the kids in his class either go to like Catholic school or they go to they either go to like a Catholic school on Wednesday afternoons, or they go to like their Jewish synagogue school on Wednesday afternoons. And he's Protestant, so he is the one that kind of sticks back and hangs out with his teacher. And she starts making him read Shakespeare. And there's a lot more that goes on in the book, but he's learning Shakespeare and kind of comparing it to his life, learning more about his teacher. There's some strained relationships within his family, and it was all right. It was recommended to me to read for middle grade March. And was it my favorite book that I've ever read? No, I think I gave it a 3. I'm not sure I would pick up anything by Gary D. Schmidt again, but it wasn't terrible. And then the other book, there's actually 2 other books that I finished recently. One I don't think I've talked about, and that was The Last Word by Taylor Adams. That book I actually have an entire video dedicated to because it's the very first physical ARC that I have ever been sent by a publisher. So I will link the vlog that I did below. And the other book that I finished, it was one that I also actually had from NetGalley, and I'm kind of peeking at my computer here. That was What Have We Done? And that was by Alex Finley. Now, I have read both books that I believe they have put out previously. Let me just pull up and make sure oh yeah, Every Last Fear and The Night Shift I've read. I haven't read some of the other ones that are listed here. I really enjoyed Every Last Fear. The Night Shift was like, okay. I quite enjoyed this most recent one, What Have We Done? Basically, we have a group of people, and they all grew up together in this group home, and now they're kind of living separate lives. They have not been back to like the group hometown in a really long time, and so you're getting kind of the different perspectives of each of them. And right away in the book, all of them are basically have been tried to be murdered, or someone is trying to murder them. So wow, I'm not very eloquent with my words today. And so you're trying to figure out what the connection is, and you know that they did something in their past. And throughout the whole book, you're kind of getting bits and pieces, and is it this person trying to kill them? Is it this? And I really enjoyed kind of how all of that wound together. This book included 2 of my favorite things, and that would be multiple perspectives and really short chapters. I love short chapters that kind of just keep you turning the pages and reading. I was a little disappointed in the ending, but I don't want to say why, because I try to keep it as spoiler-free as I can. So I gave this one a 4, but I do really enjoy Alex Finley's writing, and it would be one that I would suggest other people to pick up. So that's what I got so far. We are on the 30th of March, so I'm not sure I'll finish anything or not, but I will be sure to wrap up this video at some point and let you know. So, excuse the fun tropical gear. It is the day before spring break at school here, and we kind of had a fun Hawaiian themed day, but I just wanted to make sure I wrapped up this video because I am not going to finish the last book that I have started in March. So I'm currently reading Sold on a Monday, I think it's by Christina M. McMorris, which is my April in-person book club book. So you will have to wait and hear how that one goes in my April wrap-up. But please let me know what you thought of this new format. Like I said, it just helps me remember what's going on in the book kind of directly after I finish it. So I'm happy to do videos either way, just what works best for my audience. So give me some feedback below on what you thought. As always, if you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.